All right, I want to get right into this because I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I don't want it to be super long. So I want to get right into this. What I'm going to present to you, yesterday I presented to you court documents where Hollie's relatives and other people that know her talk about, they're basically affidavits that they filed in court about her neglect of her children. Keep in mind, she's already had 3 taken from her. The oldest one wants nothing to do with her, for good reason. And I shudder to think how Elion's going to turn out. They say he's already learned how to shoplift. They're teaching him these crazy sayings that they're always going around saying, brainwashing him. You're going to turn him into a monster, and you guys are going to have major problems with him once he gets into his teenage years, I guarantee you. We saw how Hollie hides behind fake accounts, how she made a bunch of fake accounts and had her subscribers do it to try to build her channel up for the sole purpose of scamming people. Because you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to get monetized. Their channel is monetized. They're getting money from that. Plus whatever you guys send them. Their whole purpose in setting this up, people, if you can't see it, you're blind. Why would she be deceptive? Why would she make a bunch of fake accounts, have subs make a bunch of fake accounts? Why? So she could get her 1,000 subscribers so she could start getting money. And you guys are funding this lifestyle. You're enabling them. You're perpetuating the problem. They will never change. They have no desire to make their own way. Chris has no desire to go to work and support his family. And as long as you guys keep supporting them, that's what they're just going to keep doing. I wish people had the brains to see what harm they're causing by supporting them. They're not going to stand on their own 2 feet. They're not going to grow up and do the right thing and do what they're supposed to do until you stop. As long as you keep supporting them, it'd be 25 years from now, they'd still be taking your money. Sitting around, drinking beer, smoking weed. While you people who work or have worked and earned your way are allowing them to just sponge off of you and be lazy asses. Anyway, what I'm going to be reading are comments from various sources where people talk about their situation. Keep in mind, I'm just reading comments. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm not saying anything other than might make a comment if something hits me. But anyway, let's get into it. All right, the first person says, have you seen their videos? Camping, E left to his own devices, wandering into strangers' camps or campers. Nothing on his feet around blazing fires. In one video, you can see his damn boots smoldering because he had them on the side of the fire pit. And she just sat there laughing. Yeah, real intelligent. Next one. Even as a newborn, he was, in fact, left crying in the car while these 2 blanky blanks jump in dumpsters and film themselves. Car running. Anyone could have stolen the car with a newborn in it. Have you seen the damn GUN in the door within reach of the child? And yeah, in that one picture, he had his hand about 2 inches away from it. Next one. They say it's nobody's business what they use their money for. Wrong. Those donations were for the purchase of a house as they started the GoFundMe. No house was bought. Instead, they bought land, and the child still does not have a house. But he does have a bucket to poop in. Yeah. It's funny, as reading through the stuff, Hollie pulled a Jeff. You know, Jeff with his fake cat. Well, Hollie did it with a dead cat, saying she needed money to take it to the vet. Yeah, like you're going to go to the vet. You won't even take Elion to a doctor. Now, you ain't going to spend the money on a vet. Come on, who you kidding? And she didn't. This one commentator says, my husband and I think Tino, that's the cat's name, has been dead for a week or so, probably shortly after the video showed him with his dangling leg. Once they received all the inquiries about him, they snapped the photos that they are now showing. These photos are old, but they knew they could appeal to people who love animals. Yeah, same as Jeff. They've used poor Tino to garner sympathy for vet money. The cat is already dead. I pray no one sends these pieces of S anything. That poor cat was never taken to the vet. Sprained leg my ass. The leg was hanging. Tino languished in pain for God only knows how long until he succumbed to his injuries. Next person says, the lies, scams, drug and alcohol use, shitty parenting, abuse of animals, etc. is going to come crashing down on them. Mark my words. Another person responded, when they left the island, which is where they were living on this Smith Island, I think it was, right before they moved. So when they left the island, they left poor Tino behind to fend for himself. To me, that's like leaving your baby behind. How could they? I mean, who leaves their pet behind for 3 months? Who does that? Well, I think we know. A cold-hearted biatch and her ignorant, slack-jawed drunk boyfriend, that's who. Oh. Amazing. That's the kind of people you're supporting. Hope you're proud. Another person says, the longer I watch them, it just becomes another show of a train wreck family that gets their hopes dashed at having a stable home because they don't even consider working an actual job that gives a paycheck, health benefits, and some kind of record of employment for their potential landlords or banks. They get very defensive when they hear this, and in the last few months they have started getting rude and basically telling their viewers to F off. Personally, I think they are becoming deadbeats very quickly. You think? They have become very rude to anyone who questions them. They live a gypsy lifestyle, bumming off everyone as they go. All right, next one. I have watched this couple for a long time, and they are the worst parents I have ever seen. They are so rude when anyone posts something they don't like. They are always asking people for stuff, but they have money for beer and cigarettes. Hollie is a smartass. I truly believe she was on meth at one time because her face is so messed up. They moved into a house saying it was abandoned, that it was going to be torn down, and when the cops were called, they tried to take adverse possession of it. They don't celebrate Christmas, yet receive gifts from subscribers at Christmas time. Huh. Again, hypocrisy. I just can't say how horrible they are. So many people must be like them or wear rose-colored glasses. They're filthy, nasty people who push their child to the side all the time. All right, again, that's somebody's opinion. I didn't say any of this. I'm just reading it. Person says, I think that they use that child to receive money and gifts from viewers. Yeah. If you watch the videos, when the little boy acts up, you can catch Hollie giving a look that shows she is not the laughing, fun-loving gal she pretends to be. I agree that they continue to live off of viewers' donations and never seem to actually get a life going that is acceptable for a small child. There is a lot more to the story than meets the eye. These two are, in my opinion, professional moochers, and they lack the ability to understand not everyone is fooled from the videos. I know, I sure as hell am not. Without a doubt, this act will grow thin and people will eventually catch on. I hope so. I feel bad for the elderly folks that get pulled in and send them things. Yeah, the very elderly folks that Hollie was dissing yesterday. Yeah. Watch my previous video if you haven't. Someone sent a beautiful blue and black jacket, brand new. She wore it in the dumpster, and it was later filthy as she visited her mom. I personally don't have strangers giving me new jackets, but I feel as if wearing it in the dumpster kind of sums up how they feel about the nice things the viewers give them. Yeah, they basically trash everything. I mean, look, the video yesterday, they got that RV, and the videos they took inside the RV, it's like she can't even keep a small RV clean. She makes no effort. They trash everything. They're just some people like that. That no matter what you give them, no matter how many nice things you give them, they'll just trash it. It's just where they are. It's like they can't help it or something. I don't know. I don't understand. You'd think they'd take pride in something. You'd think. Anyway. Next person says, these two are horrible parents. They took their daughter out of school to move into a house that was not theirs. That little boy runs all over while they are trash picking. If they make enough money on YouTube that they can eat out all the time, buy beer and cigarettes, plus that truck and trailer, why the hell don't they have enough to rent a proper house? I know, they want to buy, not rent. That is not going to happen until they get real jobs and keep them. It's true. Ain't nobody going to lend. There's no lending company or bank, anybody's going to lend you money with no jobs. It makes me ill every time they say our YouTube family sent us this or that, mainly money. Do they not have any pride or self-worth? Same thing I said. Come on, guys, you're teaching your kids to live off the system. You should want better for them. I saw someone mention Hollie's face. I think that they just need to bathe consistently. Next person says, I truly am glad that there are others that have seen their true colors. I truly do not appreciate it when they talk about God in a sentence as someone that needs to help them and then turn around and they have the worst foul language ever, sometimes using his name in vain. Why? And they laugh about the cussing. Please, people, stop giving them your hard-earned money. The way that I have seen both of them jumping into dumpsters, they can get jobs to take care of their family. They could care less. Easier to sponge off of us. We need to put a stop to it. I totally agree. They really are laughing behind our backs. Yeah, look at them yesterday, how smug and smart-ass they were in that video. Yeah, watch the video. They'd been tipping a few. And their lips were a little bit looser than normal. Yeah, look at their attitudes. Look at that smug attitude of theirs. Like I said, there's nothing worse than totally low-class people when they get some money. Now they think that they're special. Special ed, maybe. So they really are laughing behind our backs at how dumb we are and that they have gotten away with it. And it was a planned deal, as I've said. That was the whole purpose behind creating all the fake accounts, trying to get their subs to create all these accounts so they can get enough subscribers to start getting monetized. That's deception, people. It's deception. I can't afford the name brand clothes Hollie wears. Can all of you? Yeah. You know how many times I've eaten out in the last 3 months? Once. They do it all the time. And quit using Elion for an excuse. They can go to work and support him. And the thing is, when they go to the restaurants, they don't even order him anything. They go there, use their gift cards, then they give him the scraps off the plate. Just like a dog. They treat the kid like a dog. They do. I'm not joking, people. I'm not being facetious. I'm not joking. That's exactly what they do. They go there, they eat their food, and then whatever's little bits left over, they give to him. You know, most mothers would forego their meal, buy a meal for the child, and then steal French fries off their husband's plate. Slap! Get off my French fries. Yeah, and by the way, if they got money to buy beer, they can buy an extra meal. Sorry ass people. All right. The person says, these two are moochers that have so many other subscribers fooled into believing they are God-fearing sweethearts. They don't work and never plan on working and do not mind telling you so. They have regulars that give money each month on their Patreon account. They lived in a tin trailer and drove a beater. They just bought a brand new truck a bit ago from subscribers. They are very lazy. Hollie never cleaned her trailer, and Elion was always dirty as a baby, and his car seat is always filthy. All right, these are people that know these people. All they do is drive around dumpster diving and sell it on eBay, whine and hinting about what they need this month from viewers, and act all sad about bills. They are such cons. Chris has an adult daughter, and Hollie has a 17-year-old daughter that she sent to live with a friend for the last 6 months. They just bum around, swim in hotels overnight, and eat out every day. Hollie has another 21-year-old son that she hasn't spoken to for years, or he hasn't spoken to her. He wants nothing to do with her. That was hidden until her daughter met up with him and recorded it. Say again, deception. Deception. Hollie pretends he doesn't exist and has not mentioned him once. Her daughter and 21-year-old son have different dads, and Elion is Chris's. Hollie makes a few candles to sell twice a year, and Chris will do an odd job once in a while And the viewers all compliment them on how they are so talented and can do anything. LOL. Yeah. Chris always carries a gun on him and never goes anywhere without it. I have no idea why their subscribers are fooled so bad. Now this one I can definitely vouch for. Just watching that video yesterday. And their smug freaking attitude. Says they have gotten more and more cocky, arrogant, and two-faced. I absolutely think they won't settle in one place because of the CPS issues from before. If Chris refuses to work a full-time job, they could still get some kind of housing program and give their son a home with 4 walls and an address before he grows up thinking living in hotels and campgrounds is a normal home life. Maybe they're waiting on one of their subs to buy them a house and hand it over free and clear. I wouldn't doubt that a bit. They'd just trash it if you did. They'd just trash it. And they tried to make the one lady on the island whose place they rented, they tried to make her out to be the bad guy. But she took videos of the things that they had done to her house. They trashed the trailer that they were living in. Absolutely trashed it. And she videoed it. But then they come on their channel trying to make her the bad guy, blah, 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 just spinning a complete crap story. Total lie. No, they trashed it. They owed her like 3 months' rent, which they didn't pay. These people are scum. So anyway, they want somebody to buy a house and hand it over free and clear. I don't think there is a gift card for that, though. The refusal to settle in one place makes it evident they are running and hiding from something. Yeah, probably CPS. People would drop off food for them, but now they are claiming that their island is full of weird people who wouldn't help them. They are so full of BS. And yeah, they pulled that too when they were wanting to move. I think it was when they were wanting to move, and then there was like 2 people that offered to help them multiple times. They kept saying no. And then they came on YouTube whining and crying, oh, nobody will help us, which was bullshit. People offered to help them, and they turned it down, and they come on here whining about it. Deception. This is what you're supporting, people. You're supporting these freaking lying pieces of shit. This one person says, I don't understand why people send these crooks anything. It's so obvious that their only objective in even having a YouTube channel is to panhandle for everything they can get, I swear. They are nothing but trash, and Hollie is nothing but a conniving biatch. Chris just comes off as an idiot who happily goes along with Hollie's dirty schemes. I think they should be in a jail cell instead of on a YouTube channel. CPS needs to step in and help that poor little boy before something awful happens to him, while they are traipsing in and out of dumpsters all the time instead of taking care of their child. Now, this is what their former landlady says. She says, it's obvious now after 3 years, and keep in mind this was a while ago. It's obvious now after 3 years and after giving them a nice home to live in that they will never settle down. They seem to be living an old gypsy lifestyle that involves old gypsy scams. I do believe they are not only running from CPS, but I think they are also of having their truck and trailer. I think she left something out there. They're also in danger of having their truck and trailer repossessed. While they stay on the constant move, Alien has not received proper medical or dental care, and the elements they allow him to live through are egregious. Melanie has stories, that's her daughter. should tell, believe me, I'm still shaking my head and every day at the level their narcissism has taken them. All of their quests for what they want always overshadow the needs of their children. This is a person who knew them for at least a couple of years. Or 3. I'm not sure how long they were there. I think it might have been 3 years. All right. This person says, just a second, I need to get this up here where I can see it. No, it's not cooperating with me at all. All right, there we go. Yes, my spouse and I have been watching for quite some time now, and we can't stand them. Why don't you tell us what you really think? Started watching through the whole CPS thing, and now have come to understand they don't watch Elion at all. And I can't understand why anyone would send them anything. Chris obviously grew up differently than she did, but he's so effing stupid. I mean, the guy is ignorant as hell, and Hollie is just gross. One of these days, someone will hit poor Elion with a vehicle. Mark my words. Hollie's pimped her poor daughter out so she'd have a place to live. What mother does that kind of stuff? She has done. Her older son has nothing to do with her. Why? All they ever do is lie. All the time. Nothing but lies. Kudos to the lady that called CPS on them. In addition, who the hell do they think will ever rent to them? I'm sure credit is non-existent, unemployment questionable. That's non-existent too. Potential landlords will check out their channel before renting to them, so that's not going to come to fruition. Guess some other YouTube fool will end up giving them a place to live. I mean, that's what they are waiting for anyway. Don't you feel sorry for them? No. All right, I'm gonna read one more. Says the e-bag has started. The bills and the furniture, just a dumpster mattress. What about little Elion? I think this was when they were living in the trailer, or first started living there. That's what I'm reading into it, just from the way it's worded. It says, expect a generous donation for, at the very least, a child's bedroom. They're gorging themselves on restaurant meals, and takeout has always gotten on my last nerve. But especially now, as so many don't know where their next meal is coming from. But what counts is that their YouTube family is ecstatic as they finally settle down, and this will certainly loosen the purse strings of the usual donors to help Hollie pretty up the place. Rinse, repeat. All right, so that's all I'm going to go over today. There's more where that came from. A lot more. I hope by now you people who are donating are getting a picture of who it is that you're donating to and what you're donating to. Don't you think it's time, after 5 years, don't you think it's time they fend for themselves? You know, in the animal world, let's take, used to have a robin that used to lay eggs in an old birch tree that we had in the front yard that's been cut down now for years. But I used to climb up there and look in there and see the eggs. I knew better than to touch them because I didn't want Mama to ignore them if I did. Well, as you well know, the birds hatched. They get to a certain age, and Mama kicks them out of the nest. And this is any bird. But I just use that example because that's what we had in the tree. Mama kicks them out of the nest. And they either fly or... Mom's like, well, it's time. It's time for you to go feed yourself. It's time for you to be out on your own, make your own way. And Mom kicks him out of the nest. Why? Because that's natural. In the animal world, Mama doesn't keep on feeding the child. The child gets to a certain point, and Mama says, okay, now it's time for you to go find your own food. The Mama teaches them how to do it. But at some point, you got to kick Chris and Hollie out of the nest. Otherwise, they're just going to keep doing what they're doing, being smart asses, being smug about it. Well, like the rest of us are so jealous. Ain't nothing to you I'd be jealous about. I mean, I could be doing the same thing. I could make a bunch of false claims and get people to feel sorry for me and whatever. I mean, if I wanted to take it to the extremes that you guys have, I could probably get support too. But I'm not you.